Welcome to the video on taxation interview questions and answers from careerright.com. Taxation is something that all of us need to know as professionals. And if you're a finance, accounts, or taxation professional, this is definitely an important part of your job as well. In this video, we get you some very common questions that are asked during the interview for these positions. Let's start and stay connected till the end. And here comes the first question on your screen. What is income tax? Now, as the word itself suggests, income tax is a tax which is charged on the income of a person. Everyone who earns or gets an income in India is subject to income tax. This income could be in the form of your salary, pension, or maybe the income from savings account as well. Any person who has paid any tax in the past or currently has any obligations to pay any tax is called an assessee. Okay? So, keep in mind these two important terms, income tax and assessee. Moving on to question number 2. How many heads are there under total income? Now, there are 5 heads under total income. The first one is income from your salary. So, everything that you earn out of your salary or pension is covered here. The second one is income from house property. All the rental income that you gain from your house property is covered under this head. The third one is profits and gains of the business or profession. This kind of an income arises when you are self-employed, work as a freelancer or contractor, or you run a business. The fourth head is income from capital gains. So income from the sale of a capital asset such as mutual funds, shares, house property, etc. comes here. And the last one on the list is income from other sources. So all the income that you gain from your savings bank account interest, fixed deposits, or winning the money out of lottery is covered under this head. Okay? Let's move on to the next question. Which income is considered as accrued income? Now, the income which has been earned but not yet received is known as accrued income. This kind of income is recorded in the same accounting period in which it is earned, rather than in the subsequent accounting period in which it will be received. Okay? Let's move on to the next one. What is capital gain? Capital gain means the profit that you have earned from the sale of an asset. If you want to see for the calculation purpose, the difference between the actual price at which the asset was acquired and the price at which it was sold or transferred is your capital gain. And the next question that we have got here is, what do you understand by dissolution of firm? The dissolution of firm means the assets of the firm have been realized, liabilities have been paid off, and the surplus, if any, is distributed among the partners according to their rights. What you have to note here is dissolution of firm involves dissolution of partnership, but dissolution of partnership may not lead to dissolution of firm. Do you get it? Take a look carefully. The next question that we have got here is, what is TDS? Well, TDS stands for tax deducted at source. It is the tax which is deducted at the source of income itself. As per the Income Tax Act, any company or person making a payment is required to deduct a tax at the source itself if the payment exceeds certain threshold limits. TDS is deducted on payments like salaries, interest payments by banks, payment of any commissions, rent payments, payment of any consultation fee or professional fees, etc. Now that we have talked about TDS, another important thing that you need to know is, what is TDS return? Now, the person or the company who has deducted your tax at the source has to deposit the deducted tax with the government, and its details have to be filed in the form of a TDS return. This TDS return has to be filed quarterly. Okay, so this is another important thing which you must remember. Let's move on to the next question. What documents are to be enclosed along with the return of income? Actually, there is no need to enclose any documents with the return of income. However, one should retain the documents to produce before any competent authority if they are asked to produce them in future. Okay, let's see the next question. Some people may even ask you, should we disclose all our income in the return even if it is exempted? So yes, income from every source, including exempted income, must be disclosed at the time of filing the return. Okay, let's see the next question, which is about GST. And the question is, what is GST? GST is a single tax on supply of goods and services. It replaces many indirect taxes such as central excise duty, service tax, countervailing duty, special countervailing duty, VAT, CST, octroi, entertainment tax, entry tax, purchase tax, luxury tax, and all advertisement taxes. What is CGST? CGST is Central Goods and Services Tax levied by Union Government on any transaction made within state, that is sales, purchase, import, lease, transfer, etc. It replaces taxes like central excise and service tax. Now, as you know, another important component of GST is SGST. And your next question is, what is SGST? So, SGST is State Goods and Services Tax levied by state government on local sales within the state. It replaces taxes like VAT, luxury tax, and entertainment tax. The next important component of GST is IGST. IGST is Integrated Goods and Services Tax levied by the Union Government on interstate supply of goods and services. It replaces taxes like CST, etc. Our next question is, explain the benefits of GST. Well, the biggest benefit of GST is elimination of multiple indirect taxes. GST is a comprehensive indirect tax that is designed to bring the indirect taxation under one umbrella. It eliminates the cascading effect of tax, which can be best described as tax on tax. Here's a simple calculation that will help you understand the benefit of GST. You can pause the video for a moment and take a look. Now, there are certain other important things about GST that are usually asked in the interview these days. So, I've discussed them here. The first one is, what is output GST? GST on sales is called as output GST. It is also called as GST liability. And GST on purchases is called as input GST. The difference between output GST and input GST is called as GST payable. Another important thing that is associated with GST is GST credit. If input GST is more than output GST, it is called as GST credit. It is to be calculated separately for different types of GSTs. Okay, let's see the next question. What is payroll? Payroll is the pay sheet which records the wage rates, deductions, and net pay for workers and employees during a given period of time. And the last question that we have got here is, what is gratuity? Gratuity is a sum of money paid by an employer to an employee for the services they have rendered to the company. However, gratuity is paid only to the employees who have completed 5 or more than 5 years with the company. The calculation for gratuity is done with the help of this formula. Take a look. With this, we come to the end of this video. If there are any particular topics on which you would like to see more such videos, do let us know by commenting in the box below. If you have found this video useful, do give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. To stay updated, subscribe to the channel. Thank you and see you in the next one.